rocking East Tennessee High School Sports Podcast, bringing you all the exclusive interviews with some of the hottest players coming out of high school and the coaches from around the country here. Make sure you like and share this podcast and stay tuned in each week. But enough of this, let's get it.
In the lounge,
Coach Rock.
Coach Joe.
We're here with Coach, is it Craney? How you say it?
Coach Craney. Yeah.
Craney.
Sure.
I said it earlier, and I was like, I think I said Coach Craney earlier. I want the boy correct me. What's going on with you, Coach?
Not too much. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having us, sir.
You know, I was talking to earlier. Y'all started. Y'all right now. Y'all sitting at 4-2, which pretty decent. At the midway, well, a little bit past the midway now. You own one in the district with 3 district games coming up. How you feel about your team so far going into the season?
We talked kind of as a staff and just kind of in general about this season and playing a lot of young guys. And so from the jump, our focus was getting better every single day and working game to game to see some tangible improvement. And so I'm proud of what these guys have done so far in the first, little more than half the season and of the regular season. And we're seeing some of that improvement week to week, which is what we wanted to see. But we're playing a ton of guys, offense, defense, special teams that are sophomores and a few freshmen even too. And so it's exciting to see. But anytime you've got that, we've got a good group of senior leadership. We've got a lot of young talent. Having those seniors help, set and hold the standard of what it means to play Bobcat football, and teaching those young guys and keep pushing to raise their level. So it's been good. 4-2. We want to win every time we step on the field. Anytime you're not 6-0, as a coach, there's going to be things to fix. And we've played some good teams. Losing to Maryland, losing to West are 2 pretty tough ones. But they're great programs. But I've been happy with what we've done so far, and hopefully we continue to see that growth kind of week to week.
Right. Yes, sir. This far in the season, Coach, like Coach Rock said, you guys are 4-6. Got beat by 2 premier teams in the area. And you said you guys got a lot of freshmen. And normally with freshmen, you don't have an identity yet. At 4-2 right now, halfway through the season, do you feel like you guys have found your identity?
Yeah, I think as we've kind of progressed, offensively and defensively, it's not the same identity, but defensively we want to be about being physical. We want to be about being smart, not giving up the big play. Limiting the big plays, but being physical at all times. Running to the football, getting 11 hats to the ball, again, that's something that at times has been a challenge. But seeing the week-to-week growth and seeing these guys compete every day in practice to try and make those things tangible has been good. Offensively, we've kind of changed our MO a little bit and spread people out a little more and trying to go a little up tempo and trying to work the whole field. Make you stretch you horizontally, stretch you vertically. We're fortunate personnel wise that Frank Johnson coming off a huge year last year, and somebody that's got over 3,000 career yards. We're fortunate to have a great tailback. But we've also got a lot of talent around. So being able to not just let people pack the box and try to stop Frank. We got to be able to get it out horizontally. We got to be able to put it behind people in the passing game. And so seeing those things happen as the years gone on has been really good.
That's awesome. Talking a little bit about Frank Johnson in the running game. I actually had a chance to watch one of you guys' receivers last year over at Catholic, Dante Strickland.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Dante and how his growth has been transferring from Catholic over to Central.
Yeah, we're great to be excited to have him come to us in the spring, and you know, he's a kid who's worked hard. He's a kid that, you know, since he's been here has had a positive influence. And you talk about, you know, being able to do some of the things that I just said. You know, teams want to focus on stopping Frank. You know, he's pretty stinking good with the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? So being able to get it to him out on the edge, or being able to run by somebody, put it behind defenses. You know, he's done both of those. He's, you know, caught screen passes that, you know, caught at the line of scrimmage and taken for 50 yards, and caught, you know, 50-yard balls running behind secondaries. And so, you know, he's extremely talented. We're fortunate, you know, with him being an explosive guy like he is. Corey Bingham is another receiver for us that does some of those same things, can be very explosive. So, you know, we've got the pieces to stretch people. You know, Daniel Sackey plays like we call our H-back, tight end, kind of slot receiver, can move back and forth. But he's, you know, extremely gifted and smart, and so he's somebody that, you talk about going between, you know, being able to bring him in and block and get the run game going, bring him in, play action, and, you know, send him or spread people out. He can go block the screen, he can catch the screen and run, and he can get down the field too. So, and we're fortunate to have some good pieces, you know, to surround what is a very good player in Frank Johnson. You know, all of that is positive. All of that is great. We just got to be able to get the ball to them and take advantage when we have those opportunities.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to my dude Dante. What's up, Dante?
You know, coming off last week, you know, y'all beat South Door 45-35. It seemed like, you know, the week before, y'all got beat with West. You know, that game, you know, got out of hand. Was it turnovers led to get out of hand? Was it like, or the poor execution, or, you know?
Yeah, really poor execution in the West game. It got, and they're very good. But, you know, I was a little disappointed, truthfully, just, you know, in our execution and our effort level. And, you know, they're too good of a team to not play your best. Right. I mean, that's the reality. If you don't go out there and give your best effort and your best execution, then you're just not going to do well against the team that's, you know, defending state champs on a 21-game you know, win streak. So, you know, we're hopeful that we can put in the work, get better, and maybe have a shot at them in the postseason again. Yeah, we played poorly. You know.
You know, you bounced back, like I said, with a 45-35 win against South Door. But this week, y'all got another non-district game in Oak Ridge. Tell us about your preparation leading up to Oak Ridge week and how y'all feel going into the game Friday night.
Yeah, you know, you watch Oak Ridge on film. They're extremely athletic. They're very good football team as well. You know, they've got. Just like we were talking about, they've got a lot of really good pieces. They've got a great running back. They've got two really good receivers. They got a quarterback that's capable of getting the ball to them. Their offensive line is big, you know, pretty big and athletic for an offensive line. And then you watch them on defense, and it seems like, you know, all of them, they're long, they're athletic, they can cover ground, you know, hard to, you know, throw the football on, and they respond and run to the ball well. So they're a really good football team, which, you know, just brings the challenge to us to, you know, be at our best. You know, there's a lot of things that they can do, you know, but us being able to do what we do well and execute it becomes extremely important in these kind of games.
How important is this game to you as a coach and a program? You know, you won last week, you win this week. And then you got you close out with 3 district games, and the point where it's very important that y'all still in the race to at least finish second in the district and get a home playoff game.
Yeah, you know, and the way the schedule breaks down, you know, we don't get to pick, you know, when those region games are going to be. But, you know, finishing the last 3 games of the regular season, all region games, really means, you know, anywhere, you know, from the top to the bottom. I mean, nothing's going to be set in stone, which is good, you know. And truthfully, you know, what I said at the beginning, you know, we're a young team that, you know, hopefully is taking steps to be better and better. So, you know, initially when the season started, or even, you know, preseason, you know, we're thankful to have those region opportunities at the end, because as a staff we wanted as much time as possible to just continue to get better. And it doesn't matter who we're playing or whatever else. If we focus on us and we get better every day, we get better week to week, then hopefully that weeks 8, 9, 10 we're playing our best ball when we do have those 3 region games. But it is interesting that it broke down that way, and this Oak Ridge game, still means a whole lot. It's a game that I think, it has some excitement about it.
History to it too.
Got a lot of history to it. It's the first time we've played them since 2014, which was my first year here at Central as an assistant. So we've not played them in 9, 10 years. Getting to play that game, I think, is a positive thing, and we're excited about it. But it is interesting. It falls right before we go for the rest of our region schedule. With Powell and Heritage and Halls.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it got a lot of meaning to it. I remember back in the 80s and 90s, Oak Ridge and Central was a big deal. Huge deal. I remember. I remember the game I remember the most. I can't remember if Kyle Helton's still here or not. But I remember Oak Ridge, Chris Turner blocked the field goal to win the game.
In like 4 overtimes or something crazy like that. Yeah. So I think, I don't know if it was 91 or 90 or 92, somewhere in that range. And I think it was Todd Helton still at Court. But that game, I've seen highlights, I think I've seen the whole game footage somewhere. Someone had it taped or recorded, or it's on the internet or something. But that game, I think it was in like the 3rd or 4th round of the playoffs.
It was,
Oak Ridge blocked the.
I want to say it was 91. I want to say Oak Ridge won it. That's the year they won it.
I think so. I think
Summers and them guys.
Yeah, because and if I'm remembering right, Central had either gone to the state championship the year before or went the year after that or something. But Oak Ridge went, and I think did end up winning it all that year. There's some good history there for sure. Hopefully that we can give something like that again.
Is it here or is it?
It's here.
Okay.
And if I'm remembering right, watching that film, I think it was that one was at Oak. No, that one was actually a neutral site. I think.
It might be.
I think somebody told me that it was. I don't know, maybe at Neyland or somewhere, but I think it was Neyland. I don't know. I may be wrong about that.
I don't remember being at Neyland. I remember being somewhere. I can't remember.
Okay.
But I if my fans don't comment and let us know.
Yeah. You should know. Truly, somebody said something about, and this is why I think David Weiniger is our ball man. Has helped us. Friday was his 300th win as a Central Bobcat. He's been helping on the sidelines since 1982, and knows everything there is to know about Bobcat football. And so anyway, he's my source on this.
Okay.
And he said,
if he said it, then
he said something about we didn't win that game, and that like he thought the fact that it was at a neutral field, even though like we had won the region that year, and he said, we shouldn't have played it at a neutral field. We should have had the home game or whatever. And he said, that was the difference in the game. And I said, who knows? But,
so you talk a lot of history. What do you feel like? Because you came in pretty much with your guys. Your seniors, this your 4th year, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you came in with your guys as senior class. So how you feel like as you build it to get back to that land where you get back competing for state titles, and how far you think you got left to go?
Yeah, being an assistant, kind of through that run that we had of the back-to-back state champions, but going 7 times in a row to the semifinals, or 6 times in a row. But that being part of that run as an assistant, and then taking over as the head coach in this group that is seniors now, being freshmen. But first of all, I think any coach. I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. I love this group of seniors means a lot to me in a lot of ways. But the fact that they're the first group that I've had for 4 years through means a lot personally to me. I love those guys and really excited to see how they've grown and excited to see off the field how much of a difference some of these guys make in the classrooms, in their communities. They're super involved, and they're they're the kind of young men that we want to put into this world.
Right.
Anytime you can say that about a group and genuinely, mean it, I think that's a big deal in this world because I don't know that that's happening everywhere, and I don't know that every coach could say that every single season. But this is a group that I'm extremely proud of. They're doing a good job on the field, but they're young men that are going to be difference makers in their communities, which I'm proud about. But to get to your question, about continuing to grow and continue to try to get back to a championship level. This offseason in particular, we really kind of up the level of expectation, starting in the classroom, starting in what we were looking for these guys in terms of discipline. When we start in the weight room at a certain time, we're toes on the line. We're ready to start. When that time hits, we're not walking in at that time. We're just doing a lot of things from a discipline standpoint. Doing a lot of things. These guys worked extremely hard this summer. We pushed them harder than we've pushed some groups this summer, and seeing them respond to that, that's where the difference is building towards. When you do that, and some of these seniors leading that, but then all the younger guys committing to buying into that. This group of younger guys that has a lot of talent that we're playing a lot of. I'm very excited to see how bought in that they were this summer and where that's going to take them. Hopefully we do really well this year and we make a great playoff push. But over the next few years, just to continue to build to get back to where we have been.
Yes, sir. Coach, you already kind of touched on it a little bit. You've been here 4 years as a head coach, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you got your start here in 2014, correct?
Yep.
For the fans and people that don't know, can you tell us a little bit about your background kind of before Central and,
Yeah, absolutely.
did you play any football as a player? And,
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit about yourself, Coach.
Grew up in South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up just outside of Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, and there's some pretty good football down there.
Yeah, it is.
Grew up, playing down there, and played high school down there until my junior year, through my junior year. We made a move to Tennessee before my senior year, summer going into my senior year.
Okay.
We moved to Greenville, went and finished at Greenville High School back in 2010.
State champ, right?
So 2009 football season, I graduated in 2010. 2009, we made it to the state championship and got beat. And then 2010, 2011, they went back to back after that. Wasn't part of it. We got a lot of friends that were.
That's awesome.
And us that were in that class, talk about laying some of the groundwork.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether we did or not, I don't know. But being a part of, and when I was in Florida, I was fortunate to be a part of a great program down there. Come to Greenville, obviously part of a phenomenal program, and then went to Carson Newman after high school. And so I've been extremely blessed everywhere I've been to be around coaches that were just phenomenal. Phenomenal. When I was in South Florida, I went to small private school, and we were really good and won a state championship. Not while I was there, but after I did. Really great program down there. That head coach has gone on and done some phenomenal things. Coach Harriet, he's head coach at St. Thomas Aquinas down there now, and they've won 3 or 4 state championships in a row, and really good. So just everywhere I've been, Coach Ballard at Greenville, and the program that they've got, getting to learn and see from coaches who were great men, but really phenomenal coaches. And then ultimately, I ended up at Carson Newman. I played there for a year.
Coach King was your coach?
Coach Ken Sparks was my coach, and
legend.
you talk about a life changer, and that's truly what he was. And I don't know that there's anyone more genuine to what they said they were about than Coach Sparks. He made no apologies, no bones about it. He was a coach that was about making much of Christ.
Yes, sir.
And truthfully, going to Carson Newman and making that decision changed my life and reinvigorated my relationship with Christ.
Yes, sir.
And gave me another opportunity to see a coach doing it at an extremely high level for the right reasons, and ultimately, that became something that was attractive. And I'm like, man, I want to be a part of this. I was not the most athletic football player that there ever was. I was a pretty good high school football player, but I redshirted my freshman year there at Carson Newman. I got hurt in the spring, and Coach Mike Clowney, who's the head coach at Carson Newman now, he was the defensive coordinator. And I cannot thank him enough for this conversation. And coaches, if you're a coach and you're hearing this and you're listening, be honest with your players. Be honest with your players, because he had an honest conversation with me, and it changed the trajectory of my life and my career. I went to him summer, at the end of the kind of summer conditioning phase, right before we were going back for a week off, and then fall camp. And I said, Coach, what do you think? Am I ever going to have a chance to play? He said, well, the truth is, we're always going to recruit somebody better than you. But you're never going to be the best on the roster at your position as long as you're here. He said, now you may outwork some people and have a chance, maybe your senior year. And I said, well, I don't know that I want to, keep working and never really have a chance. And I said, how do you think about it? He said, well, think about this. So why don't you come back and help me coach? He said, you've got a mind for the game. He said, I know you wanted to get into teaching and coaching. So why don't you come back and help me coach? So that year, I took the young, linebackers, the redshirt linebackers through drills and stuff, and just kind of learned from him. But that kind of grew into more and more, responsibility and being a part of, the staff meetings and stuff, and ultimately being like a GA there at Carson Newman, which was phenomenal experience. And it wouldn't have happened if he didn't have an honest conversation with me and say, hey, you're not where you need to be athletically, and there's going to be kids that are going to be better than you, every time you walk through the door. So I can't thank Coach Craney enough for that conversation, even though it wasn't probably an easy conversation to tell me, hey, you're not.
It's never easy.
But I mean, seriously, as coaches, that's part of our responsibility to be real, to have tough conversations, and do ultimately what's best for the kids. So I'm thankful for him and his mentorship to me. And then, straight out of Carson Newman, I got the job here at Central. So I've only been here, after being at Carson Newman, which is great. Got hired. Coach Rosser got hired in the spring. Going into that year, he hired me after I graduated that summer.
That's awesome.
So, one thing leads to another. I'm still here. It's been a blessing.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I want to talk a little bit about history and tradition. Said you only been here 10 years, and you originally from Florida. So right around the time you was in high school, I was as well. I graduated in 2006, 2007. And Central always been one of the premier programs in the area. From my standpoint, they never could get over Maryville. This school would have had 2, 3, maybe 4 championships before Rosser if it wasn't for Maryville in my eyes. That was always the team they had to get over, and they never could. Going back to Helton days, man, they never could get over Maryville. But when you walk through this is my first time actually being here, but when you walk through here and you see all these ball players and the tradition and the history that this school holds, talk to us a little bit about bringing some of that history and tradition back to this day and age.
Yes, sir. Truthfully, when you walk through the door of the field house, and I walk through the front door of the field house every day, and we challenge our kids with this too. But personally, when I walk through the door of the field house, on our main hallway, the left side is full of guys who have been named All-State. Goes back to the 70s, and the right side is full of team portraits that go all the way back to 1906 when we started playing football. And so when you walk through the door, you know and you feel the pride and the tradition that this school and this program and this community have.
Yes, sir.
And it is a constant challenge to me personally. There's a legacy that's gone before. There's a tradition that's gone before.
Yes, sir.
Of being great and playing at a high level. The challenge is always present to leave my own mark, to extend that pride and extend that tradition, because it is special, and we've got a lot of numbers, and truthfully, we've got every game. J.D. Lambert, who was our athletic director, who retired last year, he's got a document with every score, every game, going all the way back to 1906.
That's awesome.
Him and Tony Patterson, who is like our sports information director, our SID, have put that together and spent a ton of time going back, finding old articles and newspapers, and compiling that, and then being able to pull some stuff from that. And so Tony Patterson pulls a media guide every week that's got statistics and some history stuff, and it's always humbling, number one, to go through and read that stuff, but it also is always a challenge. You can go through and on that it's usually got something about this coach that was in this era, and how many wins they had, and how many losses, their win percentage, and this coach, and then that coach, and so getting to number one, see my name on that sheet, and then number two, trying to live up to the standard that is Central High School football, it is a great challenge. I love it. I feel it, and it's something we try and instill in our kids. Our field house is a beautiful place, but we love the history. And I mean, even the building itself, we've taken try and take as much pride as we can that the building wouldn't be here, the stuff wouldn't be, the new weight room we've put in, new locker room we've put in. We're in this team room that we've done updates to, and all of these things are because people have gone before, have been a part of setting that pride and tradition and that standard, and they care. That's why they care about seeing that pride and that tradition continue. So. That's a blessing. It makes Central a special place, makes it a lot different than a lot of other places. So I'm fortunate, but I'm also constantly challenged by it too.
Yes, sir. Okay, I got one more question for you.
Do some of the past guys come back? They come show up on Friday night and they still.
We've got a pretty good group of guys that are fairly regular, and truthfully, some that I've had kids that have come through and they played, and now the kids are playing.
I've talked to Donovan. He was talking about his brother in a minute, and I was like, I forgot that he was the youngest one out of love. He said he's the best one out of them.
I believe that he said that.
Yeah, he said it was confident too, Coach.
That's a high standard. You talk about pride and tradition. Just in the Washington family, pride and tradition. But no, and that's been a challenge. He walked through the door and he sees his brother's pictures on portraits on the wall for being All-State. And that's been a challenge for him. One day. One day, might as well go. Exactly. That's exactly right. So, that kind of thing. He's a senior this year, and having a really good year, and doing a phenomenal job. And so, that's always a fun challenge. Between the family.
Right. I bet.
And truth, his brother is at Tennessee Tech and playing at Tennessee Tech. And he was there. They had an off week, and he was at a game. Week or two ago. Actually been a couple. It was a Ray County game because Donovan, fourth and one, game on the line. We're ahead, but Ray County's moving the ball, and Donovan sacks the quarterback like 5 yards deep in the backfield, just hammers. And getting to see his brother after the game, getting to see Xavier after the game, and see how excited Xavier was for Donovan was cool. That was very cool.
I got one more question, Coach. I want to stay on the tradition and pride right here. You said your division games are basically already on your schedule, correct?
Yes, sir.
So your non-division games you schedule, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so tradition. It's always, like I was saying a little bit earlier, Central have never been able to get over the hump of Murrayville. Was that a part of tradition and pride, keeping Murrayville on the schedule for you?
So you go through and when we're making the schedule, and there's a lot of things that factor in. But one of the things that we kind of collectively said as a staff is, when the big playoff game comes, we have felt like we've not been at our best. And as a staff, we said, hey, we're going to be intentional about finding a few more tough games that aren't part of our region schedule. Now, before we did that, Powell was not in our region. Powell got moved to our region after we did that. And so, our region schedule got tougher, and our non-region got tougher. So, it equates to we got a really tough schedule. But the plan and the hope all along was, we play this tough regular season schedule, and we get better week by week. And by the time the playoffs come, we're playing our best football. And it doesn't matter who's across from us. We're prepared. We're ready. And so, adding Maryville to the schedule was part of that equation. That doesn't get much better. Ain't too much of a tougher team you can put on the schedule. So we put them on the schedule, and part of it is a little part of it is, hey, this is a game that was played every year that had big ramifications. The one year we beat them in the playoffs, we went to a championship back in '99. But when we hadn't played that game since we were out of the region, I think in 2006 or whatever. So it had been a long time. We hadn't played Oak Ridge in a long time. It's a game that matters. It's a game that is important. I think from a tradition standpoint, it's important from us getting better standpoint, playing a high caliber team. So there were a couple of decisions like that where we say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and schedule these games to make us better. It was more about us than it was about anybody else. That and there's a lot that goes into making the schedule, but that was truthfully the biggest piece.
Yes, sir. Shout out to that Central '99 team, my dude Jay Higgins. What it do, baby?
Coach, man, we appreciate you coming on the show. We ain't gonna hold long. Good luck Friday.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will.
Hey, good luck, Coach. Thank you. Hey, sorry for being late too, Coach.
Good. Appreciate you
Till
guys.
next week. In the
We
last
have
of
a
rock.
Coach O.
Y'all know what time it is? You just tuned in the lab with Coach Rock and O. East Tennessee High School Sports Podcast. Bringing you all the exclusive interviews with some of the hottest players coming out of high school and the coaches from around the country here. Make sure you like and share this podcast. And stay tuned in each week. But enough of this. Let's get it.
Alright. Welcome to In the Lab. I'm Coach Rock. Coach O can be here right now. So we're here with Central, with Donovan, my man, and we got Mr. Johnson over here. How y'all doing this year?
Good.
You're standing right now, y'all 4-2, on one in the district. Y'all got some big district games coming up in the next few weeks, but you got Oak Ridge this Friday, right? Where's that game at?
Here.
Here? All right. So what's your, how y'all feel coming in this week about that game? Let me start with you.
I feel pretty good. I think we can. I just hope we can. I just hope we can play how we usually play, do better than we did. Move on offense, get the stop on defense, and just work as a team.
Okay. What do you feel about it?
I think we're doing good. We got a game plan. All we gotta do is execute it. They're a pretty good football team. So.
Yeah, I've seen Oak Ridge play twice. I've seen them play against Powell. I've seen them play Craney. They kind of physical up front. I know y'all like to run the ball with you. You come in right now. You right about 800 yards for the season. How you feel that been a strong point of y'all on y'all success early this season?
It's good. We've been a running team, but we're trying to pass it a little bit this week to get defense on their toes. But they're physical up front, like you said. We just gotta execute.
Right. Well, you play the offense. You just strictly defense.
I play a little bit of offense.
Play receiver a little bit.
A little H-back and tight end.
Okay. How y'all quarterback play been so far this season? I know y'all battle right at 800. I was a little bit under 1,000. Y'all thought a lot. I ain't had the chance to watch y'all play yet.
Well, we rotate quarterbacks.
Okay.
They both do pretty good. It depends on which one's hot, which one's crazy.
They're both young, or?
Nah, they both seniors.
Okay. It's kind of different. You got most times you see rotating quarterbacks, you might be like a senior and a sophomore freshman. You got a lot of talent. You know what I mean? Defensive wise, I know you probably the anchor of the defense. How y'all feel defensively as you've seen what Oak Ridge is going to do? Those are tough, and they got Behave and a couple other receivers outside. How you feel about your preparation planning for their game on the defense side?
I feel really good because we always get a pretty good game plan. We just like to work as a team. We usually do pretty good stop and run. We got to work in the pass.
Right. I seen y'all started off season, y'all opened up season with Fulton, and then you had 2 tough losses where the game kind of got out of hand. Was that like turnovers, or y'all just like out of sync? Like, can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, we usually just get out of sync on some plays and just let up the big play. We just got to be able to work better as a team.
What you think about that?
Maryville, I think we was doing straight at half. I think we gave up at half because we was already down half. I think they gave up. But West, same thing. I think we gave up. But they're 2 tough teams. So.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably 2 of the tougher teams around, no matter what classification. Like I said earlier, I know y'all still in a good contention to get where y'all want to be for the playoffs and get a home seed. So how's important is it to come in this game Friday night and get rolling and build some momentum going for the next 3 games in district?
Yeah, I think we already had our toughest district game against West. But yeah, going into this week, I think that should prepare us for next week because we got Powell. They're a pretty good team too. And then Heritage and Halls. Halls is pretty good. And Heritage ain't that bad. So if we get going, we should do it.
How you feel about the club, this game coming up and getting y'all going for the close out the stretch?
I feel pretty good. We just got to be able to focus and come together as a team, like we've been doing the past few games.
I'm gonna start with you. You're a senior this year. How's the recruit process been going for you so far this season?
It's been pretty good. Always talking to a few coaches here and there.
Okay. You got like a set idea of like some teams you like more than others, or you just kind of still just playing the option and weighing out, see what's best fit for you?
I'm still trying to weigh it out. Still undecided on what I want to do.
Okay. What about you?
Same. I'm waiting now. I got a couple of little things. I've been talking to a bunch of coaches though, so hopefully I get some offers.
All right. You got any like going in? I know everybody got a team goal, but you got any individual goals you set for yourself like coming in the season?
I wanted 2K, but it's probably a little early. It's probably a little late for
It
that.
ain't too late for that, man. You get a couple 300, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll probably say I want to score more than I did last year, but that'd be tough.
What was your final number last year?
Like rushing or like touchdown.
Just rushing and touchdown.
I had 1,800 rushing, 27 touchdowns I think last year.
I mean, I know you probably one of the. I was talking to a couple of friends of mine. We was talking about the best running backs in the area, and not in no order. I never get no order, but you know what I'm saying. You were definitely in the top 5. I felt like in the area around the way. You feel that way too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What about you? You have any goals defensively and offensively that you set for yourself?
Just be able to come together. Definitely show my brothers who the real Washington is, the best one.
Oh, so I mean, you got big shoes to fill because your brothers, that was tough, you know what I mean? So you feel like you're the best one out of all of them?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what makes you better than what makes you the best one?
Just
Because I mean, you definitely bigger than the other one, for sure.
Just more motivated.
Okay. It's Friday, school over with, you know what I'm saying? Let me see, what's your preparation going into the game? What gets you going and what's your steps getting ready for the game on Friday?
Usually just chill out in school, do what I gotta do, finish that up, come down here, work out, stretch out, get taped, whatever I gotta do, and just chill out and listen to music, make sure everybody's good.
What you usually listen to? A little bit of everything?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, just whatever's on.
Alright, what about you? How you get ready for the game?
As soon as school is over, I'm locked in. We work out, and then after that we got meetings. I'm in there. I'm in my own mode.
Coach Nick, this is the second year? Or they been 4 years? So you came in with him.
Yeah.
So y'all grew with him. So how's it been like playing under him?
Coach Craney, he's a great guy. He motivates the team. He cares more about the team than himself.
Right.
And he just wants us to be like outside of football, young men. So like, and when we get into the future, it's not all about football.
Yeah, I mean, the few times I've seen him on film and seen him around, he seemed like he's a player coach for sure. You know what I'm saying? What's your experience playing for coach?
Yeah, I feel the same way as Frank does. He does whatever he can, make sure players are going where they need to be.
Right.
Just make sure we're always taken care of.
All right. Let's talk about the student section for a minute. How you feel your student section compared to other student sections around?
Our student section is great. They're loud. It don't matter if we up 40, down 40, they're still loud.
So y'all feel like y'all got the best student section in Knoxville?
Top
Yeah.
3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
All right. That sounds good. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. So, every week, me and Coach O make predictions, based on we do 10 games, high school games. We try to pick the best 10 games. And, definitely y'all game with Oak Ridge, one of the best games on the slate this week. So tell me how. I know y'all confident in yourself, sure, but motivate me or sway me the way why I should pick y'all in my prediction this week.
Well, we've just been working hard after our losses, just come out on top, doing what we can, focus, just do what we can to come on top.
All right. Well,
You just gonna have to come see Friday.
okay. Sound like a plan. Well, hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming on the show, man. Good luck Friday. Hope to see y'all again. And until next week, we're in the lab, Coach Rock. We out.
Y'all know what time it is? You just tuned in the lab with Coach Rock and O. East Tennessee High School Sports Podcast. Bringing you all the exclusive interviews with some of the hottest players coming out of high school and the coaches from around the country.